Back to Bills, Bets, and Beers. I'm the host, Chad. Today we're going to be talking about the Bills versus Lions Thanksgiving game. Definitely be very interesting, and it's going to be a lot of good topics coming up. First, I'm going to do a quick intro because if you're not never seen this channel before, you might want to know. It's going to be a channel where I mostly talk about Bills football, the NFL in general. I'll walk through some parlays that I do, and they're not big money parlays. You're not gonna have to drop $20-$30 to make money. Like maybe $1 to $5, and you can make pretty good money on these bets I put in. And I do those for Monday, Sunday, and Thursday night football games, as well as just games on Sunday. And then occasionally I will do a tasting and rating of a tasty brew, mostly the local IPAs from the area. So let's get into this. I've been doing this as of late. Let's get into the injury report. So obviously we all know Josh Allen, his right elbow, he's going to be limited in practice. He's probably going to be limited in practice the rest of the year at this point, or at least up until towards postseason. But yeah, and then we have Tremaine Edmonds. He has been did not participate in practice both Monday and today, so that's very concerning. I mean, not that we need him to beat the Lions. I'm just hoping he's able to come back so we have him for further teams. But he is definitely good in the stopping the run, and we did great last week without him, but who knows if that's going to happen again. So I'd rather have him on the field than not. Also, AJ Epineza, he hurt his ankle last week, and now he's on the injury report again. Well, during the game this last week. And he's on the injury report, and he did not participate Monday or Tuesday as well. And basing off when he got the injury on Sunday, he's probably not going to be playing this game. So you probably count us out. Then we have Mitch Morse, which I do not like seeing him on this list. I've said this the past couple weeks when he was on it. Elbow ankle, and he did not participate Monday or Tuesday as well. We need a limited practice out of him tomorrow because the last game he didn't play in, the Dolphins game, was horrendous. Some bad snaps caused a lot of issues where we could have gotten 3 points at the end of the half, and just a lot of stuff did not go our way. And Mitch Morris we're used to have Mitch Morris as the rock in that front. So we kind of need him. I don't like seeing the team play without him. He kind of congeals that offensive line enough. But hopefully we see him play. Then Greg Rousseau, his ankle injury, he did not participate Monday, and he was limited practice today. Good signs. Kyer Elam and Cam Lewis were full participation Monday, Tuesday. So that's on the up and up. Secondary is getting healthier. Definitely good after seeing what Dane Jackson did this last week. Then David Questionberry, his ankle was limited on Monday as well. That's going to be it for that. Now let's get into the Lions side. Guard, Evan Brown, he's the starting guard, left guard I believe. Right ankle injury, did not participate Monday, and I didn't see any designations for Tuesday yet for the Lions. I'm not a fan, so I couldn't find any videos of them going through this stuff. So I just have up to Monday for them. So he didn't participate Monday. That's gonna be a pretty big hit because he's also their backup center. So next up is Frank Ragnow, which is their starting center, and he has a foot injury. He did not participate Monday as well. Maybe these are for actual injuries, not just like saying vet rest and stuff. So who knows? But that'll be very big coming up for this game. Then you have the other starting guard, Jonah Jackson. He did not participate Monday due to an illness. So you're most likely going to see him on Thursday if it's just an illness. But maybe he won't be 100%, so that'll definitely benefit the Bills as well. Then we have the defensive end, Charles Harris. He had a groin injury and did not participate on Monday. So he's not a starter, but he was second on the depth chart, and they have depth there anyways, but going through his injuries, you can see they're a little bit less healthy on that point. So next up, we have the defensive end, another defensive end, but he's a starter, Joshua Pascal, and it's a knee injury, and he did not participate Monday either. A lot of DNPs for the Lions, at least starting DNPs. So that could get interesting. I mean, I believe Charles Harris was his backup at that point, but with the defensive end point, you have a couple people that run behind them, so they probably have another rookie or another guy that can go back there and play. It's just going to be interesting. Next up on the roster is cornerback Jeff Okudah. He got a concussion, and he did not participate Monday. I did some research and do very thorough research on this one, just because there's such a short turnaround from the last week. But I would guess that he got out of the game, out of that Giants game with a concussion, or it could, if it's from the other week, he's probably going to be in this game. But if he got it in the Giants game, he will be out. There's not a high possibility of him coming back in. So that'll bode well for the Bills as well, because he's a starting corner. Then you have wide receiver Josh Reynolds back. He did not participate Monday as well. And finally, I guess this is a big intro for this injury report, but there's a lot going on. And last one is DJ Chalk, wide receiver. He also has an ankle injury, and he was limited on Monday. Most likely going to play, but I mean, I only put that in there because it's a sign where it's like they're not full strength in that wide receiver department, so hopefully our secondary can prosper from it. So let's get into some key matchups, the bread and butter. First off, I have our Bills, our pass rush. The Bills pass rush has to play well against this beat up O-line. I mean, they're riddled with injuries across. The starting center, the backup center didn't participate Monday. Who knows if they participated on Tuesday? If they didn't, that's definitely going to be a sign where they might have some trouble stopping this pass rush. And we should be able to get pressure on Goff. And when Goff has pressure on him, he does not do that well. I mean, everyone pretty knows that at this point. That's why he's not with the Rams anymore. We should be able to get consistent pressure on Goff, which will make it a lot harder for them. Obviously, they're going to be running the ball more, but that's going to be the next step. The Lions' rush attack versus our defensive front seven. We played very well last week on Sunday. Very well against the run. We stopped Chubb to under 20 yards. We stopped the whole Chubb and Hunt to under 80. That's very impressive. We have to keep that going. I didn't think we would do that well that quick of a turnaround, because it was looking on the up last week, the week before, and now it's just getting better. We just have to keep increasing our run defense and keeping it at a higher level, so we don't degrade and get back to where we did against the Jets, or even against the Green Bay Packers, because I mean, you can't let them get to around 180 rushing yards on you. That's not going to be good. That means you're going to have the ball more, and with how we're doing in the red zone, it's not going to help us. So definitely keeping them off the field, stopping them from getting as much runs and rushing yards is going to be helping us out the most in this game, because that's where their biggest attacks are going to come from. But as you saw in the last week's game, we stopped the run, but our pass we couldn't do anything against pass. And I mean, Amari Cooper's great, but we should have been able to bracket or do something to slow him down. But who knows? On to the next one, which I was just talking about. The Bills secondary versus this injured Lions wide receivers. We need to take advantage of this opportunity to right our wrongs in this secondary. I'm hoping Trey White comes back. Obviously, he probably isn't fully necessary. So if you want, you could probably rest him. But I would love to see him just so he can get some reps. Give him a quarter. Give him a half. You don't have to give him a full game to put so much pressure on him. Just give him a quarter, see how he feels. Just activate him, get him out there so he gets used to seeing some wide receivers and playing against actual wide receivers in a game. And then that's going to help us in the long run going forward. He doesn't have to play a full game, like I said. Just get him out there and get him acclimated. After 5-6 plays, if he doesn't feel right, just take him off. We have enough other people on the field to go on there. I mean, it's going to be key for us to get him some action soon, because we're going to need him in these games coming up, especially for the Dolphins game. And we want him prime. We don't want him that being the first or second game he's out there, or even third game out there. We want him prime up to where he was last year before he got injured. And that's going to take a couple games. It's not going to be instant. There's Trey White again. He's been off for a year. It's not going to come back that quick. Or it usually doesn't. But I think it's going to be a good opportunity for us to get our confidence back in the secondary. I mean, Dane Jackson's confidence is probably rocked a little bit right now. And, I mean, I think Kyrie Elam's going to be coming in, most likely, and taking the other rookie's place. I can't even think of his name right now. A lot of stuff going on today. But also, we have our Bills offense versus one of the bottom of the league defenses. The thing that keeps the Lions going is their offense is really good. At least it's been as of late. They've always had the offense there, explosive offense, but their defense is so bad that they let people score. They've let 5 teams score 30 plus on them. Was it weird to see the Giants not score as much against them? But then they also only have a one-leg pony. They go off of the running back. They probably stuffed Saquon up so much that he couldn't get as much yards, and that's what caused them to lose. So, here nor there, I just think the Bills' offense has to shine against this type of a defense. Just like we did against the Browns. We took their weakness, and we made sure we took advantage of that and got a win. We got 180-something rushing yards or something. It was 86 yards apiece per running back, not counting Josh's couple yards. So we got probably 170-something rushing yards. That's great. We got to keep up with that. Rushing in general, but just taking advantage of their weaknesses and actually staying ahead and doing what you're supposed to do as a team, a good team. But yeah, the Bills definitely have to keep with the run, and honestly, for this Lions, everything's pretty much weak. I think their DBs are gonna be weaker now, especially with Okudah maybe not playing. So I'm gonna be seeing some big passing yards coming from Josh, most likely, and obviously I would like to see even a split with the running and passing play, so it's not as obvious that we're all just gonna be throwing all day. Next up, and last on this key matchups. It's not really a matchup. I just put it on here. Allen's elbow injury versus a short game turnover. Yes, we've seen Allen after a full week of having rest. But now we're going to see him having a short week. Will it affect how Josh is going to be throwing? Or how much they're going to want to throw? We're definitely going to see, because I think we can exploit their secondary pretty well, and I think Diggs and Davis could go off easily. So it's gonna be very interesting. I have a couple hot takes coming up, so you'll see why I'm saying certain things. But let's get into my next little section here. Interesting storylines. If Trey does play, who's going to be our CB2 now? Dane Jackson did not look great out there. Kyer Elam has had his issues, but he's been showing up better in the games he has played. Now he's coming back off an injury. Would we put Kyer Elam out there or Dane Jackson? I think I know the coaches are most likely would go with Dane Jackson because he's the veteran, but he did not look too veteran out there this last Sunday. So maybe seeing Kyer Elam next to Trey, because it did not look too great for Dane. I just don't. It'll be very interesting what they do. Obviously, it's going to be how well Kyrie Irving actually is feeling with his ankle and stuff like that. But, well, we'll see that in the future whenever Trey gets back in here. I mean, hopefully it's soon, because we're going to need him in the post. Will Dorsey stay with adding more run plays to our scheme, to actually putting that into the game plan? That's going to be huge, because in that first half he didn't really do too much. They stuffed one or two and it kind of went away from it. It didn't benefit us at all. In that second half, we made adjustments. We said, you know what, we're putting more running plays in here, but this type of design, and it worked. It worked out great for us. So whatever he did then, we just have to keep being able to change at the half, and then also come in to the game with more running plays that we can use, and actually calling them. I know we have plenty of running plays, but I would guess in our playbook there's a lot more passing plays. So we just have to incorporate more into our game plan for these games. And obviously, if you can exploit a secondary over just a front seven for a run defense, then you're going to pick and choose what plays you're going to be putting in there. But it'd be nice to have a healthy mix of both. Be a nice fresh thing to see as a Bills fan. Next up, will our Bills O-line bounce back? And will they be able to hold up if Mitch Morse doesn't play? Because they did not look great again with that Dolphins game. Granted, the Dolphins have a good defense. I just didn't like how they played without him there. And will there be snap issues again? I don't, that's the one reason I don't like seeing Mitch Morse out. Josh Allen's comfortable with him. Yes, I know you can get comfortable with another center, but it's not going to be a Mitch Morse-esque. Mitch Morse is a beast in blocking up there usually. He doesn't get bullied too much. And granted, you don't want an injured Mitch Morse up there either, because he's going to get bullied. So picking poisons and stuff like that, but I'm hoping Mitch Morse plays. I'm hoping they're just resting him, not participating because it's a short week, going to give him limited practice on Wednesday, and then he's going to play on Thursday. That's my hope. But let's get into these hot takes I talked about earlier. I'm going to say Ed Oliver over 2+ sacks in this game. I think he's going to be able to get in there and sack Goff. I think that front line they're going to be missing at least one or two pieces in that front line. If that starting center's out and if that backup center's out as well, that's going to hurt them royally. Then that's going to be where Ed Oliver's going to make his money. But I just see if with those people, even if they come back and they're not feeling 100%, he's going to take advantage. Just watch up that center area, those first three people in there. He's going to be coming right through there and getting a couple sacks. Next, Diggs and Davis over 100+ receiving yards this game. I just see it happening. We're going to be towards 500 yards offense, and we're going to be bouncing back strong and showing the league why we are still Super Bowl leading the leading the odds in winning the Super Bowl. But I know we have to do this, but I see it still as a hot take. It's not super hot, but it's hot enough because Davis hasn't really been showing up. He showed up last week, which was nice. He still dropped one that was very crucial, but didn't come down to losing the game on it, so it's fine. But he definitely has to be making all those catches. He only missed two balls. One was dropped and one wasn't in his area, so that's fine. So 5 out of 7 was good, and the yards were great. So we just got to see him get out there and stay consistent now. Get his confidence back up to where he was playing with before he had the injury. And lastly, I believe Singletary is going to go over 100 yards rushing as well. So we're having Gabe Davis and Diggs go over 100 yards receiving. And then we're going to have Singletary 100 yards on the ground by himself. And Cooks is going to be back there also getting probably 50 or 60. This is why I think we're going to get towards more 500 offensive yards in general. I don't see Josh Allen running too much in this game. I don't think he's going to have to. If he gets flushed out, he will, but he's not gonna. There's not gonna be as many designed runs for him. I don't think, because it shouldn't be necessary. But if the game gets that way, that means everything went to shit. So I don't want to see him running too much or too many designed runs for that matter. I have some upcoming videos. I'll be dropping Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving night of parlays. I'm gonna be probably doing probably 4 for that, so I at least hit some of the games, like probably one for each game, and then also throw in one that kind of spreads throughout the games. Just pick and mix my parlays, kind of in a sense. Then I'm gonna have Bills versus Lions post game reaction. Hopefully, it's gonna be very happy like it was this week. I mean, a little happier because we're gonna dominate more. And then Sunday Night Football and Sunday Game Parlay and preview. That's gonna be probably dropping on Saturday, or I might do it. I might drop. Yeah, I'll drop that on Saturday because I'll be dropping the post game reaction on Friday. So definitely looking forward to this game coming up. I thought today was Wednesday when I got off work. I mean, it's a short week, so we still have only got one day left, but I don't know. That's going to be it for me. Oh, I forgot my sponsors. Check out my wife's Instagram, Crochet with Elisha. She does a lot of projects. She does hats, mittens, gloves, cardigans, dolls, anything you could think of that she's basically made it. Even beer koozies and crap like that. She's made everything. Shoot her a message asking for like something to be made. She'll give you a price for what it'll cost for the material and to make it, and just the overall price for it in general. And if you don't like it, that's fine. It's just a lot of hard work that she puts into it, so it's not going to be as cheap as like going and buying a $10 cardigan from like Walmart. It's be better quality, so definitely worth the money. Then my buddy Evan, he has his channel on YouTube as well. It's called Mr. _Nasty Time. It's MR_NASTYTYYYYME. And he does a lot of videos about the NFL as well. He does a weekly power rankings. He's actually probably be dropping that tomorrow night. Well, I know he's working on it tonight, but he's probably dropping it tomorrow night or even tonight. And he does 1 through 32, everything. And now he's focusing more on the back half of the back 32 through 15 of like saying what they need to do to fix their rosters. And then 15 and up, who's going to be making the playoffs and why some teams aren't going to make it and who's going to be dropping, who's going to be going up. So he keeps it very oriented and very a lot of good content and information in there. He also does some MMA content as well, like going through the fights, picking like with the main cards and kind of picking who he thinks gonna win and why, and like just breaking down everything. He's very knowledgeable. He has like 20 years experience, 15 years experience in fighting in general, so he knows what he's talking about. And he also does some Modern Warfare 2 gaming streaming as well, and he streams a lot of games, but he's been doing more Modern Warfare 2 and the new Warzone 2.0. Chat's always great when he's on there, so definitely check it out. And that's gonna be it for me. I'm just gonna have to say, I'm gonna put I'm gonna call and put a missing report in for Trey White, and hopefully we see him soon, because I'm starting to get not mad, just annoyed that he hasn't played yet. But that's gonna be it. Go Bills, and I'm out.